you have the power to prevent World War III. Now, there are many multiple timelines happening, and one of the things that collapses these potential timelines into materialized timelines within our third dimensional world is the collective consciousness. So, this is why we are being pushed to choose sides, choosing gays versus straights, choosing blacks versus white, choosing unvaccinated versus vaccinating, choosing women versus men, choosing Israelis versus choosing Palestinians. And we will just keep this division agenda happening over and over and over again because they know that alone we are powerful, but together we are invincible. Now, this term and idea of spiritual warfare is nothing new. I am not saying anything new. This has been talked about in oral histories, it's been written down in Asia, in Europe, in Africa, in the Americas, all over our world. All of our ancestors talked about this idea of good versus bad, right? Demons versus angels, good gods versus bad gods. And this idea of spiritual warfare is, again, nothing new. It has been happening on our planet forever. However, humanity is at a big turning point where we are becoming more free. And so that's why, there's just a lot of crazy stuff happening, and it's important for you to practice discernment and to call back your power. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's happening with the conflict happening in Israel and Palestine and how it relates to you and the potential timelines that will unfold. So hey, if you're new here, my name is SolTara, and I share alchemy practices from ancient Egypt and Atlantis. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe. Now, first, let's talk about when this conflict happened. This conflict happened during a portal. Now, portals are neutral. Portals are either time-based or space-based, and they are basically concentrations of a heightened amount of energy. You can use the word vortex or portal, it's the same thing, but it's basically a high concentration of energy. And it's also an energy highway between the dimensions. And that's why when people say during eclipses, the veil is thin between the dimensions, so it's easier to access the in-between worlds. Now, with this conflict, it's not a coincidence that Israel declared war 2 days before the 1010 portal and Pluto went direct. Now, let me backtrack to show you how this has happened already. The Queen of England, she was declared dead on September 8, which is 1 day before the 9/9 portal. Interestingly, is it a coincidence or is it deliberate? King Charles was crowned king on May 6, which is 1 day after the 5/5 portal. And Putin launched his war on February 24th, which is 2 days after the 222 portal. I'll leave you here with this quote. This is from JP Morgan, the man responsible for modern medicine and ridiculing all other holistic healings. He says, millionaires do not use astrology, billionaires do. I'll leave it at that, and you make your own decision, do your own research. All eclipses are powerful because it's an intense time of fast change. There's also changes that happen on our planet with the electromagnetic energy of the planet because what happens with the moon and the sun. With this eclipse portal, it's extra powerful compared to other portals because Pluto and Saturn are creating gates of the portal between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. So to explain it, Pluto, the planet of power, secrets, death, rebirth, and transformation. Pluto is very much connected to power and secrets. Pluto went direct on October 10th. 4 days after, we have the solar eclipse. And on October 28th, we have the lunar eclipse. And 6 days after the lunar eclipse, Saturn, the lord of karma, time, hierarchy, structures, order, goes direct, which is actually 1 day before the US election. So we can definitely expect more intensity to be happening within the collective consciousness and within the global events that will unfold over the next few months. And again, this is just the start, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because with timelines, they are affected by many different things: fate, destiny, choices, but also by the collective consciousness. So hopefully this video is empowering for you. So during eclipse portals, the veil between the dimensions is thin. Again, more spirits and more energy can travel in between worlds, which means that there can be more beings here interacting with us, even though we may not be aware of it. Now, before I explain this concept of demons and angels, I want to first start off with an example. So let's think about sharks, for example. Sharks, when sharks eat other fish, can we say that they are bad? Or is it just nature? When a tiger eats a small animal, is that bad? Or is it nature, right? They have to feed themselves. And so it's the same concept with demons and other beings that sort of eat our energy. You know, they have to do that because that's kind of nature. And so it's important to practice discernment because demons are also helping us in our lives. Like when we get way too distracted, let's just say we get distracted from our soul's purpose and our soul path, the angel and the demon will actually work together to get us on the right track, right? So again, like practice discernment. That's the most important thing. Things are not black and white within this realm. We are a technicolor, right? It's a huge hologram of fractals. There's many different truths. So everything I'm saying, just process through your own discernment mechanism. Okay, so because the veil between the dimensions is thin, right, more of these beings can come in and sort of suck on our energy. One of the things within spiritual warfare is that sometimes these beings are kept against their will. And we've heard about this in many different cosmologies around the world, right? Like a demon army, an angel army, all around the world you will hear these concepts. Some of these demons are sort of doing stuff for other people, which I'm not going to get into that because I want to keep making videos here, so I want to stay on YouTube so I can still give you other alchemy tips, but I'll leave it at that, and you're smart, you can connect the dots on your own. With these beings, our fear, our anger, our shame, our guilt, all of these dense emotions, it's sort of like food to them. Again, think about the shark metaphor I gave you. So it's fascinating that we're always being fed a fear propaganda, always on TV. I guarantee it, anytime you buy a newspaper, you turn on your TV, everything is fear, 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 and that is being used to feed these beings, right? Who are, unfortunately, some of them are stuck within the power dynamics, just like some of us were stuck within the power dynamics of our governments and etc., etc. And so what can you do during this time? Well, the number one thing is for you to practice discernment. Again, not all demons are bad, not all angels are necessarily good. These are like just very easy blanket terms that we put on these beings, but practice discernment. And it's very important that you always remember that you are a free sovereign being and you are always divinely protected, because anytime we get into a space of fear, right, that ends up attracting more of that stuff, right? And it's okay, we're humans. Like sometimes I'm afraid, right? Like sometimes I get angry, but I alchemize my emotions. So just be extra aware and try to alchemize your emotions in an organic way. Don't try to force it. And this is something I teach people how to do in the Alchemy Academy. If you want more details about that, you can find that in the description of this video. So you have to call back your power during this time. It's not about you giving your power to me because I have all the answers. No, it's about you calling your power back from anything external that you may have given your power away to. So that's the number one thing. Do that. Say it out loud. I call my power back. You can just say that out loud every night and every morning, especially during this eclipse season. As the intensity of this war unfolds, it's really important for us to call back our power and focus working on your solar plexus. On that note, it's also important for you to remember that alone you are powerful, but united together we are invincible. And they know this, and that's why these division agendas are being pushed. I think we can all agree that innocent people need to be protected during this time. So when people are asking you to choose Israel, choose Palestine, choose the people of Israel, choose the people of Palestine together, right? Let's choose them instead of choosing these governments. That's going to be really important for us to do, again, so that this potential timeline of a global conflict where Russia and China end up getting involved does not fully materialize. And again, there's levels of all of these things happening. There are hundreds of timelines that can collapse from potentials into material. And just remember to always do your research. The media has an agenda. Everyone has an agenda, so always do your research and practice discernment. Now, the next thing that you can do is use your voice. But before you speak up, right, do your research and connect with your solar plexus, your area of personal power, and connect with your throat chakra. So you are speaking with grace, with power, and with confidence. Now, it's important for you to protect your energy, and there are many different ways that you can do this. One of the easiest ways is like every time you notice yourself being in fear, like it's fine, notice it, feel it for a bit, and then transmute it. Transmute it into acceptance, or transmute it into courage, or transmute it into empowerment, whatever it is that feels right for you. And I will drop a video in the description of this video. In that video, I describe an energy cleansing technique that you can use to cleanse your chakras and to cleanse your energy field. This is called energy hygiene. Just like we're brushing our teeth every day and showering every day, you have to cleanse your energy every day, and that will automatically help you to protect your energy. Of course, always know that you are divinely protected. There's nothing that we need to sort of protect ourselves from, right? Because we are everything. We just look separate, but we are everything. Like we're the angels, we're the demons, we're the light, we're the dark, we're everything. So just come back to that, come back to yourself. Take some deep breaths whenever you're feeling anxious, afraid. Connect with your root chakra. Grounding will help you to feel safe. Spending time in nature. Send some love to Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is screaming right now, right? Because she can feel our energy. So also send some love to Mother Earth, and then ground with the Earth's energy. That will help you to protect your energy, right? Because when your mind is scattered, it's very easy for something to come in and kind of like eat that emotion, right? And again, don't be afraid. Like this is already happening, has been happening for many of us for a really long time, and now we're just becoming aware of it, right? Again, it's sort of like a shark. If you were a fish, you're not gonna swim to where the sharks are hanging out, right? It's the same thing. Like if you're minding your own business, if you're calling your power back, if you're cleansing your energy field, nothing's gonna bother you, right? As long as you master your energy. And that's the number one thing I focus on in the Alchemy Academy: mastering our minds, mastering our emotions. This way we can master external energy, and that's super important. And if you have trouble with this, I actually have some free alchemy meditations that you can listen to that will help you to further this personal mastery, and you can find them in the description of this video. And the last thing is choosing peace and choosing unity. That's the number one thing we can all do to avoid this from becoming a bigger problem and getting entangled in karmic cycles. Remember, if we choose sides, the tennis match is going to continue, right? You're wrong, they're wrong, that's bad, that's good, right? Let's stop playing their games, and instead let's choose to seed a new humanity and create the golden age of Aquarius, right? And there's many different ways that golden age of Aquarius can be created. Yes, one of them is through nuclear destruction, where we are building a new earth from the ashes, or there's a easier, a less intense way that we can build this new earth. So thank you for being here. I hope you're being compassionate with yourself, take care of yourself, and remember to always call back your power. Thank you for being here. Much love.